Buying a home is difficult enough in the GTA, trying to just guess at what you can and can't afford. 2025 is just around the corner. So today we're gonna break down in this video what you can actually afford for 60, 70, 80, 90, and $100,000 in the GTA. We're gonna go over the real numbers here based on a 5% mortgage rate. The rates are slightly lower today, so take advantage of it if you want, but we're gonna do this video based on a 5% average mortgage rate here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some assumptions. So this is our disclaimer category. Maybe I'll have a disclaimer box here. We are gonna go on the assumptions of down payment rules. For the first 500,000, we require 5% down payment. Anything above 500,000 up to $1.5 million as of December 15th is actually only 10% requirement. So your example here, $750,000, you need $25,000 for the first 500 and $25,000 for the remaining 250,000, which means $50,000 down payment. Those are the assumptions for down payment. Interest rate, 5% interest rate, as we already mentioned. And we're gonna talk about debt service ratio in our assumptions here. We're gonna go over 39% of your gross income, not your net, your gross income here. So what we're gonna do is start with $60,000. So if you're making $60,000 here, what does this look like for you? 39% of that gross income is $1,950 that you could spend potentially on your housing budget. This means it's approximately a $375,000 mortgage with the required down payment of $19,750. So that would be the total purchase price of $395,000. I want you to keep in mind here, this is total household budget. So $1,950 would be including property taxes, utilities, and your maintenance fee, and of course that mortgage costs, not just the mortgage here. We're simplifying it slightly. If you want more personalized numbers, text me, number here on screen. Happy to give that personalized version to you. This is just a general to give you an idea. Let's talk about this situation. You have dual income in the same house. You both make $60,000. We got 120 combined income here. You could spend around $3,900 for your whole household expenses, approximately mortgage-wise. $750,000, meaning required down payment in this situation, we just went over it, would be just about $50,000. Breaking that all down there means that you could afford $750,000 mortgage with $50,000 down. The next category for salary we're going to talk about is $70,000 earner. Household income they could spend is $2,275. This would look like a mortgage approximately of $435. Total home price could be $457 and change. This down payment requirement here is $22,650. Actually, it's $22,850. Got my numbers here mixed up a little bit. Now let's talk about dual income in this situation. So 70 and 70 is $140. You guys can spend about $4,550 a month. Approximate mortgage, $870,000. That down payment situation looks like $66,000 and means you can actually spend about $915,000 on a mortgage. This is obviously a little high because we want to back off some of the property tax, some of the expenses, maintenance, utility if it is a condo, but giving you a rough idea as we already talked about earlier in the video. The next category is $80,000 single person income. $2,600 a month you can spend on your household expenses. Approximate mortgage that you might get approved for is about $500, and deposit on $500, we already talked about it, it's 5% minimum, so $25,000. So total home price could potentially be $525 with an $80,000 income that you're making, and this is going to look like $2,600 a month out of pocket expenses. That would be the 39% ratio that we're generally okay with on the financing side of things. Dual income, obviously 80 and 80 is 160. We're just going to double everything here. $5,200 is what you could spend on your household expenses. Total mortgage amount that you might get here would be about $1 million, and then on top of that would be the down payment. So down payment on this would be $75,000. So we're gonna skip 90. We've done enough of these. We don't wanna bore you too long, but $100,000 salary means you can spend about $3,250 as an individual earner on your household expenses. Mortgage-wise, you're gonna get approved for around $630. These are all perfect scenarios. Your credit's good, you don't have huge debts. Of course, this is just a video where we're giving you the broad strokes. If you need something more formal, we can get you pre-approved. We've got contacts that we can set you up with. Just shoot me a DM or send me a text message, number here on screen. Happy to set you up with our mortgage professionals to get you on the right step here. If you're talking 100,000, single person, approximately 630 means you're gonna have to have about $41,000 for your down payment. And then let's double it. Let's talk about that household where you and your significant other both make $100,000. We got a total household income of $200,000, which is going to be about $6,500 a month you can actually spend on total housing expenses. Approximately $1,265,000 is what you could afford on the mortgage amount, and your total home price would be about $1.3 to $1.330. Total down payment required here is about $110,000. So there you have it. This is just a brief breakdown for you. I didn't want to get too in the weeds, giving you an idea of what potentially you could afford between $60,000 to $100,000 on the single or dual income side of things. If you're looking to purchase something in 2025, it's good to have a rough number for yourself so you can really put it into perspective based on what's available in the current market. If you are looking to buy something and you are a single income earner under 80,000, the market is very tight in the GTA, so it's not going to have a ton of options for you. So if you had $80,000, if we're going back to look at it here, you might get a mortgage of potentially $500,000, which means you're going to have that bigger difference in your down payment. You might be saying to yourself, I want a townhouse, they're all 800 grand. So then you need $300,000 to actually purchase something with this average $80,000 salary. Obviously, this is perfect situation. This is all, take it with a grain of salt, numbers. But if you're curious on what you can personally afford, feel free. You can always reach out to me. If not, I hope this video provided you some value and you got something out of it here. Knowing what you can afford is always tough. We look on realtor.ca or the MLS all the time, dreaming of these beautiful homes. But the reality is a lot of us in the GTA just can't afford these $2-3 million homes. We need to look at what's actually available based on what we make. And what we make is going to be either single or dual income. Maybe you have multiple people in your house, even beyond those two, that can help you purchase a home. But if you have a different situation, let us know in the comment section down below. We'd be happy to answer these questions. The good news is the rates are on their way down. So the lower the rates get, guess what? The more house you can actually afford for your specific salary. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.